And a very good morning from myself, Nirvana Lange, from the Body and Mind Health and Wellness Directory. And today I'm talking to Rose Morgan, and she does Access bars. Good morning, Rose. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I can't complain. Thank you very much. Rose, you were, or shall I say, is one of the speakers for the Body and Mind Wellness Day and Talk Festival that we would have had in May, now postponed for later this year. And you'll be talking a lot longer about Access Bar. Here, we're just going to really give people a teaser of what that is about and maybe a little tip or two that they can use during the isolation and lockdown. So why don't you first tell us a little bit about what is Access Bars?
Okay, so access bars is 32. There's 32 points on the head that, when lightly touched, will get rid of all the considerations that are getting you stuck in life around your money, your body, creativity, relationships, how you age. So when these points are lightly touched, it gets rid of all those things forever. So there's a point that we work on the last points we work on the head. It's called restructuring of bodies, and that eliminates those considerations forever, and they never come back.
And what do you mean by considerations? Like I've just turned 53 2 days ago. Off recording, I said to you how I've challenged with working with parts of my lower body to, because I love my planting and planting my own vegetables,
Yeah.
but I find it very challenging. And compared to how agile I was before. So what do you mean by those considerations? So is what I've just said a consideration?
Yes, because at the age of 52, we get
Three.
told by family, media,
Mm.
other people, and things that we see. We grow up with what our friends look like, what we should look like, what we shouldn't look like. Those are all considerations that we buy into of how we should age, how our bodies should function at that age, why we can't heal our bodies quickly when we have aches and pains and we get up with difficulty. So all of those are actually not ours. We've bought all of those considerations about how all of that should operate. And then we buy into it, and then we lock that into our bodies. So when you do a bar session, that gets released and unlocked for you.
Fantastic.
So,
And sorry,
carry on.
Rose. And so obviously we have heaps of considerations going through our minds at the moment with this lockdown, the considerations of the fear that's been, as you say, been streamed at us through media and social media. Everywhere you look, every page you're opening, there is an advert that pops up. I mean, it is just firing at us like a machine gun. So
That's
what is the advice or tips or little tricks that you could part with for people who are watching this and is in ISO?
Well, the thing is, what you're talking about, all these things that we are reading, there's so many different stories about what works, what doesn't work to heal us. There's so much that we get bombarded with. And going into fear with that is also going to lock that into your psyche and your mind. So what you've got to do, and when you start feeling fear around all of these things, what you've got to do is ask, who does this belong to? Because 99.9% of the time, none of those are ours. And the minute you ask the question, who does this belong to? It's almost like your body lightens up and you realize it's not yours. Then you return to sender with consciousness attached. And the reason we add consciousness to that is so that you get the change, and the people's whose point have the same points of view around you will also get the change. Another fantastic question is to ask, how does it get better than this? And then you don't answer. You let the universe answer for you. So the minute we go into answering those type of questions, we cut off what the universe is waiting. And the universe is like a little child. Can't wait to show us something better.
Talking
So we
about
ask Yes.
I'm sorry, my love.
No
Talking
problem.
talking about a little child, because as we know, so many children are in lockdown in spaces where they cannot even get out. They don't understand. The younger they are, they don't understand why they can't go out. This is obviously also going to be locked into the cellular memory. It's going to be locked into this sort of fear thing, which they're going to bring in or out later in their lives. So parents who are watching this, and you know, the formative years, as we know, is up to 7, where kids are really taking on this thing. I can't go out, I can't touch this, I don't understand it, but there's not enough food, there's not enough toilet paper, you know, what suddenly happened to my life? What can we say to these parents to assist their children not to lock this into their cellular memory?
Well, this is the interesting thing. Everything you've mentioned there is not the child's,
Yeah.
it's the parents. So you can teach your child this tool. How does it get better than this?
Mm.
How does it get better than this? And each time you ask the question and you don't answer, your universe is going to give you the answer. It's going to show you the answer.
Mm.
So even to get that out of the parents' points of view. So for the parents, they can make everything interesting point of view, because all the points of view they're buying into also not theirs. So make everything interesting point of view. And how does it get better than this?
Yeah.
A friend of mine taught, he came to a bars class. He was 12 years old at the time, horrific family life with his parents. Um, he's now, and so we taught him this tool. How does it get better than this? And this little youngster used this. I mean, he's turning 16 now, and he transformed his life just with that one question.
Mm.
And not looking for the answer. So parents can teach us to the kids love these tools.
Yeah.
Make it interesting point of view.
So
How does it get better than this?
with a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old or even a 1-year-old, and I know what you're saying, it comes from the parents, but ultimately the parents are, as we are all, I'm going to use the word victims to these circumstances. I don't like using the word victims, but we
Yeah.
are we are you know, controlled by this outside forces. Which now, how do they communicate that to the 1-year-old and 2-year-old? I like the tool that you've given, but for somebody that's 1 or 2-year-old, they're going to look at their mum and say, I have no idea what you're saying. You know, I just want to go out, you know?
Yes. Well, the tool for the children is, the only thing the parents can do is not buy into what's going on, because I'm sure it's affecting the parents too, with these little children that can't go out.
Mm.
So the children are going to feel that in the parent's body, especially a young child like that.
Yeah.
And the other interesting thing about these little children is that they are so aware. These are millennials that we're talking about now. They have a different awareness to us. They
Totally.
really do.
Totally.
And we think that they cannot understand or communicate this.
Mm.
They do understand.
Mm.
And if mom and dad get themselves out of fear-based whatever's going on in their bodies,
Mm.
use the tools, that energy is going to be open to the children to feel.
And to their whole environment and the whole home
Yeah.
will feel that energy being, you know, less confusion, less fear, less, angst.
Mom and dad are fearful and they go into fear. That little youngster feels it,
Totally.
because we're all energetic beings.
Mm.
So it's very important to impart that energy to your children. That's the only tool I can give to parents that's going to really, really work, is to give the children that energy. Take yourself out of their fear. Use interesting point of view. How does it get better than this? What else is possible here?
Mm.
And then really just wait for the universe to answer you. And an answer will be given to them.
Totally. Yeah, I do every morning or every night when I go to sleep. I look at what am I grateful for
Yes.
during this time. What am I grateful for? Well, I can actually leave my front door open and not have people, knocking at my door for begging.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
and I do know that there's a lot of people that don't have, but it becomes a real challenge when you cannot even open your front door with a security gate and just have it open, or your yard gate is forgotten to be open. So there's these little things where I can leave my curtains open and not worry, like these are small things where I'm really enjoying having that sense where I don't feel that there's going to be somebody just because they see I'm at home, knocking at my door, knocking against my window. So what are you grateful for every single day that you are at home, no matter what the circumstances is?
That's another tool. And thank you for mentioning that. That's another tool that we can use every single day.
Mm.
So, yes, all of this is going on around us, but what are we grateful for today?
Yes,
And
exactly.
teach the children that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, take the children out of this, okay, now I can't do this, now I can't do that, and totally change the energy because we're learning to function in a very different way to what we've been doing before.
Totally. This is
So,
this is a very new way, and we've
very
never
new
in
way.
never been in history before. Certainly, things are never going to be the same again,
No,
and it's going to be. We're going to step out of this, and there's going to be a whole new world, and that we've got to create that whole new world. We have to create it now. We have the power, while we have the time. We have this sitting and meditating in the world that we want to create, rather than what they say it's going to be. Let us create it together. So, Rose, how can people get hold of you if they want to chat
okay.
to you or have online sessions? Apparently, you can offer online sessions as well.
So my number is 076 925 4703, or they can look me up on Facebook. I've got a business page called Rose Morgan, Access Bars and Energetic Facelift. And then my other page is just Rose Morgan. They can contact me, private message me, messenger, um, and we can set up sessions like that.
Fantastic. And we will also post a link below, and they can go onto the Body and Mind website, which is bodyandmind.coza. And you can look Rose Morgan, search for her in the search bar. You can download the Body and Mind Health Directory app in your Apple as well as in your Play Store, and you will find all our members and our speakers in the Body and Mind Wellness Directory app. Thank you very much for your time and your chat, and it was really nice
Thank
connecting
you.
with you.
Thank you. And can I mention just something quickly? Although we can't offer people bar sessions now, I will be offering bar sessions after when lockdown is over, because bars helps with depression.
Mm.
And I can share if anybody's interested in clinical studies that have been done for depression.
Yeah.
So I do teach it as well. We have 1 day classes, so I teach that too.
Great, fantastic. And we're looking forward to hearing more about you at the Body and Mind Wellness Talk Festival, which will be happening in Johannesburg later this year. And I wish you a really beautiful day, and stay well and stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you, you too.
Thanks, Rose. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye.